Hi team, Aaron Nielsen here. Welcome back. This video we will be going over some more affirmation items, more strategies, things that can kind of help you work on some affirmations throughout your day, throughout your week, so that you can become consistent at using affirmations to make you that much more effective, both in your personal and your professional life. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the slideshow I prepared for this, and I've got some really great resources I'm going to share. Thank you. We'll see you soon. All right, team, here we go. Let's jump right into this. Have a blast this week. I mean, what a great topic, something we can really all focus on, and help, affirmations are only going to help us in our life. So, I have two daughters myself, and I'm often thinking about ways to encourage my daughters, ways to make sure that they feel strong and confident when they go out into the world. And I think affirmations is a great place to start. So, for example, in my family, I'll have my girls look in the mirror and say one or two things that they like about themselves, and I'll do that consistently every day. As a result, I feel like their energy shifts, and there's just a positive attitude and a positive sense of I can get things done that I feel from my children. So in the discussion boards this week, it'd be fascinating to kind of hear some of your strategies or things that you like to do with your children. Many of us have children in the class, so what a great opportunity to share some insights and pick up ideas from each other and really get a good sense of things that we can try to implement into our own lives. Now, just like anything else, when you're doing something new, to get it to really work and to see the long-term benefits of it, you got to consistently do that activity. No different than setting goals. So one thing that I do, I know I've mentioned this in other videos, is I have a spreadsheet, just a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet that I use, that within that spreadsheet, I'll color code 3 different periods that I do in a day. And within the first period of the day, let's say I do 2 or 3 things, I'm going to also put in some time for affirmations, just things that make me feel good about myself, that remind me that, I'm a good person that loves helping others out. Second period, I'll put a little note in there to do those affirmations as well. And then the third period, usually I don't do anything like that in the third period, but the point is I've created a consistent environment where I'm able to get my mindset right. And I think that's what keeps me inspired and helps me bring my best A game day in and day out. So why do affirmations matter in our, like down here where I'm looking at, our personal life, also our professional life? And for me, answering this question is important. So a lot of how we feel about ourselves is translated into our work, our friends that we make at work, the sort of quality that we bring to the table when we're doing work, and just being a part of a team. So affirmations are really important, not only for yourself to build your own confidence and self-esteem, your self-worth, but also for all of those that are around you that you'll impact and meet throughout the day, or that you already know. Many workplaces, it's somewhat repetitive where you'll go in and you'll see similar people. And why not come to work with a great attitude, a great demeanor, great self-esteem? And if everybody does this, what an incredible workplace environment we'll have. So, moving along here. Not sure if you've ever seen the portrait mode on a iPhone, but I tried to do a little blurred out the background, keep the foreground in focus. Worked a little bit, but needless to say, pretty cool tool. So there's my picture for this slide. So you got this. That's what I like to tell myself every day. No problem. You can put your head down and be amazed at what type of things you can achieve. And so this particular slide is talking about personal affirmations. Imagine you waking up first thing in the morning and looking in the mirror and telling yourself 2 or 3 things you really love about yourself, things that you'd like to improve, and just ways to get your mind prepped and ready to have an effective day. So that was kind of where I put my mind when I was creating this slide, to find some resources that help support that. And there's this great website. So I work with athletes, and a lot of times, in baseball, and a lot of times it's managing failure and then not having that failure impact your overall vision or who you are as a person day in and day out. When you're on in my world, it's baseball. So when you're on the baseball field. So we do a lot of this affirmation work to kind of prepare day in and day out for, the grind of a baseball season. So let me take you to this article and we'll walk through it. There's a lot of really great content in this article. Okay, so this is our Positive Daily Affirmations article. And the beautiful thing about affirmations is it's not just hocus pocus smokescreen stuff. There's science behind it. There's a lot of research into mental health and how our minds are developed and how we strengthen our minds. And in this case, Positive Daily Affirmations, this article is going to showcase some of the science that's behind that. So I'm going to go down to some of the headers here. So what are positive affirmations? Let's click into that quickly. So let's look at this first paragraph here. Positive phrases or statements used to challenge negative or unhelpful thoughts. So think about how simple that is. When we've got negative or self-doubt type of thoughts running through our minds, that pattern can really, really start to negatively impact us over time. So positive phrases and positive conversations, affirmations are things that help us eliminate those negative thoughts. And when we eliminate those negative thoughts, we can focus more clearly on things that are good and things that impact our lives in a positive way. So it's really simple. You just pick a phrase and you repeat it. Like, I am loved, or I am a great person, or I love to help others. Things like that. We can look into the mirror and say those things. And you'll even notice that you feel great when you're saying these things. And, why not? So in this particular article, some affirmations people might choose are affirmations that help motivate oneself. So I am determined. I will accomplish my goals. I'm going to exceed my expectations today. I'm going to empty my cup. Those are some of the things I use with athletes that are pretty exciting. So these types of phrases and actions will help you boost your self-esteem. And self-esteem is wrapped up into your self-talk. So let's say you go for a walk. We have a big bridge where I live, and there's this great walking trail on it. So let's say I'm going for a walk. I'm by myself. What am I thinking? What are the things going through my head? What's the self-talk that's going on while I'm on this bridge, walking and just kind of having my exercise in the morning, but listening to the self-talk? Well, that's going to give me a lot of insights on where I'm at. And maybe I need to focus on some positive affirmations. So these are some subconscious patterns, these negative thoughts, and maybe we change those narratives, these negative subconscious patterns, this doubt, this anger, grief, etc. All these different things that we're really creating a pattern in our minds. Well, what's our tool against those? Maybe some affirmations. That's going to help change the narrative of our day, how we see things. So the next question in this great article is there science behind it? So yes, there is. And if you do them regularly, there's going to be long-lasting changes in the way that you feel. You'll feel better. Your overall mental health will improve. And this is something that many cultures do and teach. It's just that positive self-affirmation. Okay, so is there science behind that? We touched on that, the psychological theory behind positive affirmations. Okay, so there's a psychological theory and there's empirical studies, basically studies that have been done on past research and data, that by telling ourselves things, Hang on one second. We will improve our overall mental health, our overall ability to cope with challenging situations. So there are studies, and by being able to improve our self-talk, it helps us with our self-efficacy. So our ability to control moral outcomes. More importantly, how we respond. Are we flexible when we're put up against a challenge? So by the science is going to say that positive self-talk is going to relate to a better understanding of our overall control of our moral environment. So there's lots of research that's been done on this. So try it and see how you feel after you've gone through some positive self-talk, some daily affirmations, in the AM, all those kinds of things. All right, so self-identity and self-affirmation. So self-identity, very, very simply put, how do we feel about ourselves? Do we feel great? Do we feel, or do we feel like there's hope? There's we're full of opportunities, or do we feel like our environment just kind of controls our life and we're just there for the ride? So self-identity, you can change the narrative about your personal self-identity by simply doing some self-affirmations. I'm beautiful, I'm helpful, I love others, things like that. So, self-identity is tied right to self-affirmations, your self-talk, the things that we think, the things that we say about ourselves, how adaptable we are. I mean, that's a major point to this entire self-affirmation conversation, is how adaptable. Can you put me in multiple situations and will I thrive? Those are really great questions to answer. So if you wanted to do a quick test on yourself, ask yourself, am I a person that only knows one way of doing things? I'm very rigid, very fixed in my ways, or am I able to thrive in multiple environments? So take a moment here and pull out a sheet of paper and write down your thoughts. Like, what are some self-affirmations I would like to start doing if you're not doing these already? Am I adaptable? That could be a yes or no, and maybe a paragraph or a sentence to yourself about some things you'd like to try to become more adaptable and have more of a growth mindset. So in other words, a fixed mindset is, I only know one thing. I've been taught this one thing, that's it. That's the only way I know how to survive or do whatever it is I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. But a growth mindset is tied to flourishing, mentally flourishing, like understanding different perspectives, understanding different environments, which all relate to your overall adaptability. So I'll take 30 seconds here and write those things down. Okay, 10 more seconds. Right, jotting down some self-affirmations. And are you adaptable? Do you live in a growth mindset or more of a fixed mindset? Okay, so I won't read through all of this. I've got this article. I'm going to. It's tied into this PowerPoint. So, but one of the key things that you pull out of here is, why is this a good thing? Because it means we can view different aspects of ourselves as being positive and can adapt to different situations. So I like to ask myself, like, am I able to adapt to all types of environments? Where are some areas that I feel weak in, so I know where to put my focus? Really, really great stuff here. Okay, so, some of the research says there's neuroscientific research looking at ways to change the brain and how the brain changes when we use self-affirmations in a positive way. So this right here is fascinating. There is MRI evidence suggesting that certain neural pathways are increased when people practice self-affirmation. Here's the resource. If you want to be super specific, the ventromedial prefrontal cortex involved in positive evaluation and self-related information processing becomes more active. So that in itself is saying when we practice positive self-affirmations, the front part of our brain is going bananas. It's excited. It's doing things that are great for our overall mental health. So again, why are affirmations important? Well, we're basically upgrading our mind. We're upgrading our mental health. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff here. Some of the benefits of daily affirmations right here. So it looks like number one here, self-affirmations, it's going to decrease your overall stress. So you're going to have that lightness about you, that ability to, handle multiple challenges in a day but not feel stressful. You can use self-affirmations to help you increase your physical behavior. So let's say, there's a lot in this course about goals, and most people at some point in their life, including myself, have set different physical goals. Whether it's I'd like to be able to run the 40 in a certain time, or I'd like to be able to have a vert of XYZ, whatever the case might be. Goals and affirmations are really tied together in many ways. So number 3 here, you get messages on a daily basis, whether they're verbal, text message, whatever. So now we can perceive those, what we used to think threatening messages, with less resistance. Like, it's not so threatening. It's not as big of a deal as what I might have thought it was initially. Positive affirmations can help us dismiss harmful health messages. So it might help us change for the better, where maybe we eat more fruits or vegetables with positive affirmations. I will take care of my body might be one that you say, or whatever you want to put in your mind as an affirmation to help you if you feel like your diet might be less than perfect. Let's look at another one here. So here's some of the benefits. So that was number 4. They've been linked positively to academic achievement. So, we're all in school here, so I'm going to do my best to earn an A. If you tell yourself that on a consistent basis, there's a good chance you're going to put the effort in and actually earn that A that you've been shooting for. And self-affirmation's been demonstrated to lower stress, which we touched on in the first one, which is great. Health benefits, the big word that's here is resilience. And by being more resilient, our mental health is much stronger. And absolutely, this here is a question here: can positive affirmations help one's outlook on life? Absolutely. If your mind is more optimistic, you're not going to see the all the negative things as in focus as much as the positive things. I know I might mention this in an earlier video about the buzzards concept, and that was two friends that played a sport together, a pro sport together. One of them goes off and has this great career, has this wonderful house with a beautiful lawn, and there's a little patch of crabgrass there. And his other friend comes over to visit him after years and years and years, and all his other friend says to him is, "Ooh, I see you got a patch of crabgrass there." Instead of being able to see all the positives around, he focuses on the one negative. So it can certainly, having a positive affirmation can help you essentially rewire your mind and help you focus on the positives much more than the negatives. So some examples of healing affirmations. My happy thoughts help create my healthy body. Wellness is a natural state of my body. I am in perfect health. Things of that nature. So I'm gonna pause there for the main key points in this particular article and jump back over to the PowerPoint, because I think the main takeaway, the big theme, is how important positive affirmations can be. How important affirmations in general can be. And you can tailor your affirmation based on whatever it is you're looking to accomplish. Okay, so jumping into this next slide. How does this relate to getting a job? Or how does this relate to being successful in an industry? So I decided to do some research, and I found some great information from one of my favorite job search websites, which is Indeed. So I'm going to pull up a great article. A lot of it's going to theme on your overall confidence. But before I do that, I thought this was a pretty cool visual. So I am loved, I am enough, I am strong. That in itself, even in this moment, if you say that out loud, you're going to feel a lot better. And your mind, your that prefrontal cortex that was discussed in the last article, is going to be activated. Your gratitude, your resiliency, all these things, you're going to feel really wonderful inside. So if you need a place to start, maybe start with this affirmation. Let's jump into this article. Okay. So positive affirmations in the workplace. And over here is the navigation. So what are positive affirmations? Benefits of using positive affirmations. How to use these affirmations. And some examples. So pretty awesome article, I thought, especially for the topic that we're talking about. So this article was just posted recently. There's some redundancies from the last article, but using positive mantras, how they assist you in reducing negativity in your professional life. So we're going to look at some positive affirmations. So what are they? If you wanted to think of a buzzword like a mantra, just something you can kind of say to yourself. So when you use affirmations in the workplace, here's some of the things that could help. So it's going to boost your self-esteem at job interviews and work. And I know in our SS1000 class, you're going to do a resume and you're going to do an interview. So what a great time to start working on some positive affirmations, like I am educated, I am capable, I'm going to get this job, things of that nature. These affirmations can also help you control negative thoughts such as fear, frustration, and impatience. Impatience is probably my biggest one I've been working on, and breathing is really useful for me for that one. So overcoming a habit negatively impacting your career progression. So first things first, we got to take a good long look at ourselves in the mirror and say, what is it that I'm weak at, and where, so that we can focus on that and turn it into a positive. So things such as procrastination or passive-aggressive behavior. Learning how to be a direct communicator, but communicating in a respectful way. Positive affirmations can help you with your confidence, as mentioned, but how does this relate to school? Public speaking skills. How does that relate to the job world? Well, your public speaking skills in an interview, or if you're giving a meeting or a dynamic presentation. What else might positive affirmations do? It's going to help you with your proficiency at skills and your overall productivity. So for example, for me, I know that when I put my head down and I trust that 3-period day that I've created, I'm going to be extremely productive. I'm going to be able to get a lot of really good work down because I'm confident and I'm ready to, complete a task instead of I don't know if I did this right, or all the different self-doubt that might come in. It's just the self-affirmations that I do for myself help me know that I'm going to do great each and every day. So another big one is motivating yourself to knock out the projects on time and on schedule. So if your mind is primed and you're feeling good about yourself, there's a really good chance you're going to be able to knock out some great work and really, really hit a home run on, staying on schedule, which makes you dependable, reliable, an excellent employee, or if you own a small business, an excellent small business that people trust. So another benefit of positive affirmations is those career goals. Let's say for some of you, you're starting off in the medical industry for the first time, but now you're like, wow, I'm doing great. I can see there's opportunities with this company at the next level and the next level, etc. You might want to set some goals and really go after those, jumps in your career. That's exciting. And I hope each of you, reach your goals and dreams for your medical career, whatever it is you choose to do. So some benefits of using positive affirmations. And some of these might overlap, but let's touch on these. So having this repeating mindset of positive affirmations. I can do this. I am loved. I am prepared. Those types of things. Wow, the mind feels great. You're ready to rock and roll. Knock out some big projects. So your skills will improve. You're going to become more proficient, more efficient. You'll be more confident to have a growth mindset. And this is going to help from an interviewing standpoint. This is going to help you prepare for interviewing. You want to be confident, ready to go. Your focus. Wow, this is a big one with so many distractions. I've taught marketing courses in the past, and I remember some research that I came across that, each of us are exposed to thousands of marketing messages each and every single day. So being able to break through all the noise and really hone in on focusing on things that we want to be focusing on, that's a really big deal. And so being able to learn to focus is a tremendous place to start with affirmations. So if you're saying to yourself every day, I'm going to achieve this goal, I'm going to complete this project, whatever it might be, you're going to reduce distractions. And now you're going to be ready to get your work done in a timely fashion. Here's some affirmations. I set clear goals and work to complete them every day. I am hardworking. Maybe it's going to help you create those milestones or measurable things that kind of keep you on track, moving in the right direction. So positive affirmations, again, improved interpersonal relationships. So, having a mantra can help you with your interpersonal skills, how you interact with others, the way that you listen to feedback, critical or not. So this is a really great tip for being able to work on those interpersonal relationships. You're going to be in a work setting where other people might have different skills than you, different backgrounds, different beliefs, and by being able to focus on these mantras, now you're building relationships instead of competing with each other, working on collaboration, working on teamwork. These skills that are so vital in today's workforce. So having a belief in joy that when others succeed, you're succeeding because you're a part of the team. Those are all really important points to using positive affirmations. A big one here, managing stress. Boy, we live in a stressful world. Everywhere you look, there's a lot of negativity and a lot of things that can just kind of add to that overwhelming feeling of stress. So instead of thinking about failing, or down here there's an example of failing to meet a deadline. So maybe your mantra for this one is, I am a doer. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just going to put my head down and start doing. And then usually the way reveals itself to you as you're going. So for example, when I used to write huge papers, I would simply create a folder on my desktop, and just that one action alone made the project real. And it gave me, the momentum that I needed to keep moving forward, and putting resources in that folder, so that I could kind of piece together a really great project overall. Okay, so having a positive perspective. So something like, I am lucky to have this job. That might be a good mantra, instead of, oh, these people are awful. This job is so whatever it might be. That having those negative thoughts all the time really take away from being thankful, and expressing your gratitude for each and every day that you have, to be able to showcase your skills. So that gratitude mindset is so important, because it'll spill over to your personal life as well. So overall, increase in job satisfaction. Like, if all we're ever looking at is all the negative because there might be some change, or there might be a challenge, or whatever the case might be, what's the alternative? Put your life on autopilot and then you're never challenged. Like, for me, that kind of seems like it's not ideal. I'd much rather go up against a challenge each and every day, and test myself. So increased job satisfaction, that's definitely going to come from positive affirmations. So how do we use positive affirmations? Great question, right? So here we go. Let's take a look at how we can use. We've identified that affirmations are a great thing. They're going to help us in many, many different ways. Going to give us access to a growth mindset, which is where a lot of successful people live, is in a growth mindset state. So what do? Well, let's repeat before starting our work. I will be productive today. Maybe you have a couple of work mantras that you create. So I will be productive today, or I will work towards my goals, my measurable goals, whatever it might be. So there you go. Repeat those. If you meditate, use during meditation. So my mind is free from stress and worry. If you tell yourself that over and over again, you're not going to let those negative thoughts creep in. So, that's another way you can use positive affirmations. As I mentioned early on in this video, pair with goal setting. So I first identify my goal, and then I create some affirmations. And I know those affirmations are going to give me a great opportunity to achieve my goal. So a goal alone typically goes unachieved, but a goal with maybe using a SMART method, so specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely, in addition to some affirmations, boy, you got a much better chance of achieving that goal. So use with positive thinking techniques. So maybe what you're saying to yourself is, I am successful at my job. How do you perceive yourself at your job? Think about your job. Where are some areas where you feel like you might be able to improve? Maybe this is, if it's before having a job, you could use this for your interviewing. I'm successful at interviews. I'm going to make a new friend today. Whatever it might be. And then this is important, just like anything, review your affirmations frequently. So how might you set yourself up to be able to have this consistency? Again, I kind of revert back to my Excel spreadsheet, and I just plop one cell in there that says affirmations under my first period, under my second period, under my third period. There you go. Now you've got these great affirmations that are there to encourage you and keep your mind right so that you'll achieve your goals. Use them in your notifications. So if you have a notification set up on, let's say I use an iPhone, so on an iPhone you can go into your reminders and you can add a reminder that just is basically your affirmation. Or you could go into your alarm clock And some people organize this way where they use alarms, and then the alarms say something. So maybe the alarm comes up and it's not an annoying sound. It's just, maybe an alarm that you like, and then the words are your affirmations. So there you go. Now you're getting your affirmations throughout the day until it becomes a habit. So use them in your notifications. Really good stuff. Repeat whenever you engage in negative thoughts or behavior. So if you start noticing you're going down the wrong path, then get your mantra going in your mind. And if you forget what your mantra is, maybe you have it written down in your notes section in your smartphone. So this will help you using these affirmations to not only center yourself and become a more effective and productive worker, but also successful in many different areas of your life. Let's get some examples down here. So let's say you're prepping for a job search. Here's some great affirmations you could use. I am completely energized to find my perfect job. So there you go. Say that 4 or 5 times into the mirror before you start your job search. Boom, get right after it. Good chance you're going to do good things. I am open to new and exciting opportunities to find my ideal work. Right here. That's another good one. So I'm open to it. I'm not going to be too critical, too picky. I'm going to go into things being a positive light. So any environment that I go into is going to become better. I'm calm and I'm confident. There you go. So calm and confidence. Those are really powerful things to be. Under a challenging situation, if you can remain calm and think through things in a effortless way, what a great skill to have. And this one, I believe all of us have. I have limitless potential. So, maybe it's in different areas, but there is no limit to what it is that you can achieve. So your potential is exceptional. You're exceptional, and it's up to you to go get it. So I see myself in my dream job. First of all, you got to think about what your dream job is. And that's kind of fun to sit down and think and be like, oh yeah, I would really enjoy having that in my life. Or I'd really enjoy that type of work environment. I have all the skills and knowledge to deliver at my dream job. There's that confidence bit. Like, I'm ready to rock and roll. I've got the skills. I'm the right person for this job. Have that attitude when you go into an interview. And if you don't, then shift and start working on it. There you go. You've identified weaknesses that you can work on. Okay, so some affirmations for an interview. I excel at job interviews. I have exceptional talents and capabilities. Again, these are great places to start. And if you feel like these might be weaknesses, there you go. Again, now you've got a great place to start until you really believe these affirmations that you're saying. I always speak with confidence. I'm a natural communicator, effortless communicator. I'm the perfect fit for this position. You got it. And you know what? 9 times out of 10, you're going to be asked those questions in your interview. Why should we hire you for this position? Well, I'm the perfect fit for this position. And then list your reasons why. Okay, let's look at the first day of work. Got the job, ready to rock and roll. Here at work. So you might feel a little nervous, showing up for that first day, but here's your mantras. I have confidence in myself. I'm at ease speaking in the presence of coworkers. No need to feel stressed. No need to feel fear. I will ask for help when I encounter problems on the job. That's that humble mindset that can lead you to peak performance. I am rewarded in multiple ways when I perform my job to the best of my abilities. Yep. So you're rewarded in, personal peace, knowing that you're doing a great job. You're rewarded in increased confidence, and perhaps you're rewarded by your job because you've done such a great job, whether it's a promotion or, assigned a special project, whatever the case might be. My coworkers and I encourage and help each other grow and succeed. And there you go. And if the environment that you're a part of isn't that, well, you can be the change. You can show that, hey, I'm encouraging my coworkers. I'm here to help you succeed just as much as I'm trying to succeed. My job brings me joy and happiness. Having that sense of self-worth that you're creating something that really matters. What a special thing. Okay, Here's our everyday motivation. So this is, I wake up in the morning and now I got to prime my mind. I got to get my mental health to a 10 out of 10 state. So I am courageous enough to face and conquer my fears. I am confident in my self-worth. There you go. I feel great about myself. I know that I'm a good person. I know that I'm going to make a positive difference in whatever environment I'm a part of. I have the skills and knowledge to make the best decisions for my career. So there you go. And if you keep saying this to yourself, I have the skills and knowledge, you're going to continue to seek out the skills and knowledge because you really want to make your goal and your affirmation match. I'm the best at what I do. Create exceptional results for my organization. There you go. And again, if you say that over and over again, you're going to prove it. You're going to keep working hard at that. I'm focused and passionate about my goals and career. So these are things that if we remind ourselves that and they line up and they feel natural, we're really on to something. I'm living my life to the fullest. I really like that one. And if you feel like you're not and you're on autopilot, by saying this mantra, there's a good chance you'll make some positive change in your life and start living a much better version. Okay, so let's look at career progression. So there you go. Like, oh, I showed up at the job. I've done a good job the first several months. Leadership is noticing. I'm moving up to a new level in my, for my employer. So I have the drive and ambition to achieve my goals. And I think it's very clear early on when you find an employee that does have the drive and ambition. It's super clear. Not that hard in a leadership position just to really understand that. I am on the right career path. So maybe you're saying that mantra to yourself. So now you're going and speaking to different people in your organization, making sure that you're calibrated for your perfect set of skills. I allow myself to grow and learn. And that's, again, going back to being humble and having that growth mindset instead of a fixed mindset that really leads to underperformance more times than not. I'm a great user of my time and talents. So some of you might feel like you're much more talented and you haven't tapped out yet, like your full potential. But by doing this mantra again, you're probably going to move in the right direction. I'm confident in my abilities to reach the pinnacle of my profession. Why not go out and be the very best at whatever it is that you try to do? I always, my dad used to encourage me. He was built houses, so we would wake up really early, go to the job site, work on things, and he used to always tell me, like, if I made a bad cut or if I didn't have things perfectly level or whatever else, he's like, sure, you could put some drywall over that, and probably nobody will ever know, but you'll know. So I thought that was really important to have that respect for your profession and go be the best at it, because you'll know where you're at. So just to recap, let me jump back over to our PowerPoint. Some great resources. Again, going to Positive Psychology. That's a great website just to kind of check on every single day. The importance of personal growth, the importance of being able to create a environment that you feel proud of, excited to be a part of, and that's all supported by affirmations and mantras that you've installed into your life. In terms of how this relates to the work environment and where you're at professionally or where you'd like to be, again, get a clear vision of what it is that you'd like to achieve. Figure out a couple of mantras that fit what it is that you're doing, and say those things to yourself several times a day. If you feel negative talk coming in, negative self-talk coming in, combat that with your mantras. And then over time, your neural pathways will be set up in a way where positivity rules your mind, a growth mindset rules your mind, and you're an effective piece in an organization. You're showcasing your potential, and you are going to continue to excel long term. Thank you, everybody, for giving me the opportunity to create this material for you. I love this sort of stuff, and I think it has a real impact on lives. And so, I would encourage you to try this, even if it's something as simple as this mantra over here: I am loved, I am enough, and I am strong. Start there, build from that. All right, that's the end of our slideshow. Thank you again for your attention, and good luck finishing up the